And there's Trixie, hopefully. Can you see Trixie? Let's just go down. Oh, there she is. Hello, Trixie. How's the girl? You ready for a bit of action? Going to go for a walk? Yes. So, we just came out to see Trixie. Let's see. Oh, she's gone that way. Camera's trying to track her. I wish it would just stay in landscape mode. I must try and figure out if there's a way to do that. Let's just pop this down on the ground while we hook up the dog. Come here. Come here. Come. Trixie, come. Come on. Let's go. We're going. Come on. Silly girl. We're not taking the ball. No, we're not taking the ball. Let's see. So you can see that I'm standing well back from the microphone. I don't know if you can see me, but you can certainly see Trixie. And I'm standing well back from the camera. And this time I've got the microphone hidden in my hat. I'm trying to figure out how to cut the wind noise in the microphone. It's not that windy today, only blowing about 20 miles an hour probably, with gusting up to 30, but we're going to see how it goes. It's going to get more gusty later, but I'll play you some samples of yesterday's wind. We tried this yesterday with just having the microphone outside our clothes, and of course it was shocking. So let's see, there's Trixie. Hopefully. You there, Trixie? There you go. There's Trixie now. So, and the idea, of course, of this video is to try and compare this to a previous walk that we did without the gimbal, just to show the difference in smoothness of the camera action. There's Trixie now. Come on, Trixie. Get in there. And we got a slightly sunnier day today. There's Trixie. The gimbal is trying to follow her. No seals on the shore today, again, because the wind's blowing on. And the seals don't like it when the wind's blowing on the shore. They want a bit of shelter, quite rightly. And so, oh dear, Trixie, we're not going to look at that. That's you having to hurry up. Hey, so here we go. There's Trixie. We're going to try and get a bit of extra island into this picture. I've also upped the resolution of the video, just to see what it looks like, and see if I've got enough memory. But I've got a wind blowing behind me, maybe not, maybe just pushing 20 miles per hour on average. And there's the odd gust coming. We'll hear it in the microphone if it's bad. And again, we're going to try and avoid hitting any license plates in the cars ahead. I see a car ahead with your man's license plate. It's always pointing, Jimmo's license plate is always pointing directly at us, which is never good, but we're just concentrating on Trixie having a walk here. She loves her walk down this bit, and she'll be checking out to see if there's any new dogs, and there probably won't be, but we'll see. So the wind's in our back at the moment. Hopefully we're not hearing too much of it, and hopefully not too much of the movement of my hood, because I've got clothes rustling. But as you saw, the microphone's hidden under my woolly hat. Now there's me turning into the wind. We might hear that in the microphone, and we're certainly going to hear much more of it coming back. But I'm hoping that being under the hat gives us an improved sound quality. So anyway, here's Trixie with the gimbal, and as you can see, I'm walking here. We're both walking, and with any luck, the jerkiness of my footsteps, got a car coming, is not going to show up in the video. Whether it stays fairly level or not is another question. But anyway, so we're just going to go and see. So we've got the beach down here. We're just walking along the side of the shore. And later on we'll have a look and see what the video looks like. Who's a good girl, hey? Oh no, come on, come away from there. There's a carrot. I give you carrots, you won't eat them. Yeah. Then you try and scoop them up when people throw them out as waste. People throw food out on the shore here for the birds, for the seabirds. Not sure it's entirely good for the seabirds, but anyway, people do it anyway. There's a lot of stuff goes over the side here, mainly because we're an island and we don't have a great deal of waste disposal. We've got a bin lorry that comes once a week, and we have a couple of skips that we can put recyclable waste into. But in general, there's a lot of stuff. For example, heavy machinery and things like that just tend to end up on the shore rusting away. So you'll find lots of bits of old car and stuff rusting away in fields and that kind of thing. It's just hard to get rid of the rubbish, and that's understandable for a small island community. There's I mean, 600 people aren't going to generate a vast amount of industrial rubbish, so it's not that big a deal. But you can see as we walk along the beach here, you might be able to see just over on the left there's a bit of iron sticking out of the beach. And so our beach is, it'd be nice to have this beach looking beautifully clean, but we don't get a lot of tourism. A little bit, few people come, and they don't come really for the beaches. They come for the seabirds in the spring, and they come for the to visit the island, to say they've been here. There's archaeology in the island. There's a couple of archaeological sites. We might go and visit a few at some point in the future. But anyway, as it is, Trixie and I are just taking our normal walk. This is our normal walk, and we should probably see this. The great thing about the gimbal, actually, by the way, is I'm able to hold my phone. My arms are basically hanging straight down. I'm able to get the phone down at Trixie's level a lot more. And so it's looking good. Now, the phone wind noise, we'll be able to compare the wind noise in the phone camera, which is going to be horrendous, to the wind noise in the microphone on my head, which is hidden under my hat. So I'm wondering whether, a furry hat band would be the thing I need, really. Those rabbit hats with the rabbit fur on the outside of them. Those would be good. Might keep the noise out of the microphone, but we'll see how this one performs. As I say, I went out yesterday with the microphone just sitting on outside my coat, and the wind noise was horrendous. Then I tried again with the microphone inside my coat, which reduced quite a lot of the wind noise, but made my voice very muffled. I'm hoping here that hidden under the hat, we're going to get reduced wind noise, but more accurate sound from the voice. So that wind's just starting to gust up a little bit. When you live in this island, you get used to telling the speed of the wind pretty well. I'd make a pretty good golf caddy, because I'd be able to tell somebody exactly how many clubs they need for the wind. And that's a good one, isn't it? Golf caddies. I don't know, anybody play golf? Well, one of the things you got to remember is that the energy in a moving object, the kinetic energy in a moving object, is the square of the velocity, which a lot of golfers don't appreciate. So I see little rules of for choosing the wind, and they say things like, if you've got a 10-mile-an-hour wind, you take 1 club. A 20-mile-an-hour wind, you take 2 clubs. A 30-mile-an-hour wind, you take 3 clubs. And that's wrong, because every time the speed increases by 1 unit, you've got to double your power, if you like, to overcome the extra energy in the wind. So for 10 miles an hour, you take 1 club. For 20 miles an hour, you take 2 clubs. And for 30 miles an hour, you should take 4 clubs. And you'll not go far wrong. 40 miles an hour, you need to be out there hitting 8 clubs. Basically, you're probably just going to be hitting your 3 wood the whole way along the course until you're within 10 yards of the green. So probably not really worth playing. Wouldn't be much fun. Of course, there's a whole lot of other things come into it. The angle and the loft and that kind of stuff. But anyway, it's a better rule of thumb than just 10 mile, 1 club for each 10 mile an hour, which is just wrong, physics wise. So there you go, a little physics lesson for you for a golfer. If you're not a golfer, just ignore all that, because it'll not mean anything to you whatsoever, so I apologise. Anyway, back to the dog. Here we are, we're just about to pass some cars. I'm going to look out. Let's look out at the bay. Alright, I'm going to see if I can do a bit of a pan around. Yes, I can use the joystick. Try and move up. There we go, that's the joystick on the gimbal. And we're just going to try and pan around. So this is the gimbal moving, not me. So I'm just taking the joystick. And there might be a way of regulating this pan to make it as slow as possible, but I guess we'll see. We'll see if we can pick up the dog, because it seems to be doing a good job of picking up the dog. There you are, there you go, there's Trixie. I'm sticking with her. So this is all pretty much automatic. I just put the phone on and turn it on and it's doing this, which is pretty good. The other thing I like about this gimbal is it's got a little tripod on the bottom, which is what we saw when we set up at the beginning, put the lead on the dog. You saw that, I would think. And you've got a little tripod you can set it on the ground with. And of course that little tripod screws off and you can put a monopod or something or a boom on it. And you can lift the whole thing up high, which we might do if we go and have a look at the castle. Trixie, hey, do you want to go and see the castle? You like the castle? We play ball there. And the other thing is, if we can get the thing to follow the dog, I might be able to gimbal it up. Get away from that. Again, some of the wastewater coming out of the fish processor there and the chip shop maybe isn't the cleanest. But again, it's a big ocean and we're a small island with not very many people on it, so it's not bad. I mean, if this was a city of 2 million people, we would be polluting this ocean, but 600 people living on a small island in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, which is essentially where we are, is, well, not much different from a big shoal of fish, really, in terms of waste and rubbish and stuff. We do have to be careful about plastic, though. We have a way of collecting plastic and sending it back, so that is a thing to be careful about. Right, we're going to come up in a car here with a license plate, Trixie, so I'm going to take a panorama of the bay. Let's see. So as you can see, I'm walking along. It looks jerky to me, but I'm wondering whether the gimbal is counteracting that nicely. And you might think, well, maybe it's not perfect, but we'll compare it to the previous video and see whether it's better. And the other thing, of course, to remember is that this gimbal did not cost very much money. It's only, I think it was only about 130 quid or something like that. So let's see if we can pick up Trixie again. There she is. So was that a nice smooth pickup? Nice smooth change of direction? I don't know, we'll see. So no sign of Jock today. A bit cold. Actually, I think Jock's inside, lying in his little bed. So he's just not interested in coming out today. Bit cold and windy. He's had his breakfast, went to sleep. That's a topic for one of my upcoming videos. Breakfast is not the most important meal of the day. You can catch that in a different one of my playlists. By the way, I'm hoping that people aren't too upset with the fact that come on you, I have several different interests and I put them just into separate playlists. So if you're interested in dogs and dog walking and pets, and you suddenly see a video about me talking philosophy and space, just ignore it. Don't unsubscribe. There's more dog videos coming. There's more cat videos coming. Don't unsubscribe. And if you fancy it, just drop in and have a look at those videos. There's another video. Oh, that was just a pee. It looks like a poo. I remember one guy came out and read me out once because my dog did a pee and he thought it was a poo, and he came out and said, "You're pooing in my garden," and I said, "No, she's not. It's a lady dog. They squat to pee." And yes, didn't know much about dogs, but he did know that he didn't want dog poo in his garden, which is very reasonable, I suppose. Anyway, here we are coming around, and I'll just lift this up and try and get a view of the road. There's where we're heading, and there's Trixie again. And we're going to see what this video looks like when we get in. And there's a dog walk done and maybe a video recorded, but I suspect the wind in the hat is going to be too strong for this audio to be useful. On the way back anyway, so we might get the video on the way out and that'll work. But the video on the way back is going to be poor, I suspect. Also want to see how big this video is because we upped the resolution, didn't we, Trixie? See if we can do it in 4K at 25 frames per second for PAL video. And we'll see if that works. Alright, we're going to end the video here. And we're back home and in. Nicer day though.